Hearing the sad tale of the life of Adonis, most people are left to wonder what love had to do with it. Well, it may be sad to say, but love ran through this dashing young man's life so much and so hard, even before he was born, it threatened to ruin the lives of his ancestors. What do we mean? How did love, a notion and emotion that usually complete people's lives, completely destroy his parents' lives? How did this same love tear Adonis's own life between two goddesses? Join us as we tell the tale of Adonis, the man disputed by two goddesses, Myrrha and King Cinyras. Upon learning of the sad tale of Adonis, many may say his tragedy began long before this beautiful young hunter found his way to the world. That is because the problems began when his mother Myrrha, the daughter of King Cinyras of Cyprus, was born. You see, when she was born, she immediately attracted the scorn of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, because Myrrha's mother stupidly boasted that her baby daughter was even more beautiful than the goddess of love. Understandably, Aphrodite decided to punish this blasphemy by cursing Myrrha with a rather unhealthy attraction to her own father, King Cinyras. Greek mythology, right? For years, the poor girl couldn't understand why her loins burned for her very own father. It even got so bad that she tried to kill this incestuous lust for her own father by ending it all, but her wet nurse managed to bring her from the brink of her crippling depression. However, this may have been a bad idea, because rather than suggesting some way to end this curse, the wet nurse helped Myrrha devise a plan to seduce the unassuming king. Posing as the king's mistress, the young woman seduced her father numerous times. However, this didn't last forever, and when the king realized that he had been used and abused by his own daughter, his disgust and wrath brought him to the point where he wanted to take his own daughter's life. All this because someone dare utter the words that someone may be more attractive than Aphrodite. Distraught herself, Myrrha escaped into the forest in order to seek refuge. Down and low, the despairing young woman begged the gods for a solution to her problems. Taking pity on the poor girl, the god transformed the despairing young woman into a tree. However, they were unaware that it would soon bear the most surprising fruit: Adonis and the love triangle. 9 months after being transformed into a tree, Myrrha split into two. It is from this split tree that the beautiful baby Adonis entered into the world. Interestingly enough, it was Aphrodite who took him in after observing this miracle. Wanting to make sure he was well taken care of, Aphrodite took him to Persephone, the queen of the underworld, so that she could take care of him until he was old enough to be her lover. What she didn't count on was that Adonis would grow up to be so fine and so beautiful that anybody with eyes would immediately fall in love with him. Unfortunately for Aphrodite, even Persephone could not be immune to the young man's beauty. Wanting Adonis for herself, she refused to return the young man to the goddess of love. Upon learning of this conflict, Zeus had to intervene because Aphrodite threatened to suck all the love out of the world. To prevent this, Zeus ordered that Adonis would spend a third of the year with Aphrodite, a third of the year with Persephone, and a third of the year as he'd like. All Aphrodite had to do was not wear her belt, which made her irresistible to any man. As you can already tell, Aphrodite does as she likes. After wearing the belt, she kept the charmed Adonis with her for so long, he neglected to return to Persephone. Enraged, a jealous Ares set his eyes on the poor young man. While he was out hunting one day, Ares turned into a wild boar and tore through the poor young man in an uncontrollable rage. Alas, Adonis's injuries were so bad, Aphrodite couldn't save the poor boy as he died in her arms. To honor his memory, Aphrodite spread his blood all over the world. Apparently, it is from this blood that a beautiful red flower known as the anemone was born. As beautiful as these plants may be, it reminds us that while love may be a beautiful thing, it could also be a tumultuous force in a person's life. Let's just hope that the gods bless us with the favorable kind of love in our lives.